system is corrupt. It has been, and it is, and it's going to continue to be corrupt. As long as you got criminals running the criminal justice system, it's going to be corrupt.
I mean, that's the biggest complaint. The complaint is the corruption, that people feeling like the money that they're getting for funding or they should be spending there, they're not. The same thing with like, cause see, that's what I was saying earlier that you probably get to hear, that it's complaint coming from both ways. It's complaints coming from the people that work in the prison as much as complaints coming from the prisoners themselves. The people that work in the prison saying they're like vastly understaffed, they don't have enough people, they feel threatened at all times, they can't stop a lot of stuff from happening just for the simple fact they don't have enough people, material things that they need to actually function and work with. They need enough people. Cause like everybody in prison is not cold-blooded killers. Like you said, some woman in there for writing bad checks, some people in there for DUI, some people in there for, like first-time offenders. So you throwing them into the bunch with all the hardened criminals that's gonna do the ridiculously bad stuff, but they just trying to do their time and get the hell out.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing. On the inside, you got the good officers that come in there and make sure you taken care of, make sure you get your issues, and make sure ain't nobody treating you unfair. The corrupt ones, get rid of them. They make sure they get fired.
Yeah, I mean,
get them up out of there.
It's corruption, but it's like all right. Put it to it this way, from the Mississippi standpoint of it all, is that Mississippi has not had a new prison built in good God in like our lifetime probably. The last one got built was Hinds County, and it was like back in the 90s. So it's got to be out of date. Like the penitentiary probably been there since the 30s. So
you talking about
yeah, probably at least it's like the 50s or the 60s, somewhere like that. It's been there for a long, long time. So it's like their complaint is like a lot of stuff is out of date. It's not really built in a modern way. A lot of stuff don't work. Like when they want to say it's emergency, fire alarm, stuff like that. Because remember one time in Parchment, I think about it, remember they caught on fire and some people died in the fire because the fire alarms don't work. It's a lot of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just basic stuff that ain't working right.
If you in a cell in a yellow jumpsuit, that means you in a. And if you in a cell and that door don't pop, you messed up.
You know what I'm saying? And they were saying that too, like stuff in the open. And like with Hinds County, a lot of stuff don't work right. Like it don't lock like it should. That's what it's like. Though I say you're getting complaints from both sides. So at this point, you gotta kind of listen to it because you're getting it from the guards as much as you're getting it from the prisoners.
About these prisons, citizens need to stop just voting in the presidential elections and start paying closer attention. Did you know that it was a branch of the legislature, the U.S. Congress? Did you know that if nobody ran for office, they could sit right there as long as they want to? They don't have to give it up. They can sit right there for 8 years before they have to be removed. Now, those are appointed officials, and they can sit there and hold that seat until they're tired, basically. And we don't pay no attention to that. All we focused on is the president. The president don't make the laws. The legislature do. Who tells the legislature what the people do? The judges. Police officers, according to the Constitution, they're appointed officials. They're elected. That's why any position that requires you to take oath, you're elected for. You're chosen. That means that anytime the people are tired of you, they can petition whatever locality you're with, according to the Constitution, and have you step down. But we don't do that. We're too busy voting. I voted. You got to vote in all elections, not just the presidential, not just the legislative, not just the judicial. And do your homework on people. Do your homework. See what they done did for you.
I mean, part of the problem is nobody cares as long as it's prisons. One of the struggles you have as a felon is you have to deal with the fact that you can't vote. And the only state in this country, and I posted this on my Facebook page the other day so people will know, the only state in this country, I think, is Maine that will allow felons to vote even while they're in jail.
I think it's Vermont.
Is it Vermont?
think so.
It's one of those. It's somewhere on the way upper northeast. But, yeah, you know, I didn't feel like I did enough to go to jail, you know. I don't think I deserve that. Even to this day, I don't. Because I say that because, you know, I did what I did, but if I had a choice to do it over again, given the circumstances, I would have to do it again.
I ain't asking what you did, but I'm curious as a motherfucker. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, you better learn not to be telling. You better learn not to be telling stuff on the radio. Cause I ain't.
Well, I'm done.
Don't
be telling stuff on the radio. I don't tell nobody nothing. I feel like it ain't your business.
Don't do that.
Folks know you're supposed to keep to yourself.
I mean, I didn't steal nothing, and I didn't kill nobody.
Yeah, every man out there in radio land if you sold a little pussy.
No.
Just a little bit. She didn't get the whole $40. Oh, okay.
No, I call an assault charge, baby.
Woo! Lord have mercy. Ain't nothing wrong with selling a little pussy. Ain't nothing. I feel like all women are selling a little pussy.
Clear. But let me make something clear. I want it. You make that perfectly clear.
Woo! Lord have mercy.
2020.
Oh, what happened? Y'all went away? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like Micah came in there for a second.
Mike
What's it gonna take to fix it?
Mike would pop in when he talk about selling some pussy. Oh, let me stop.
Somebody.
Oh. Oh.
No, so I mean, it's all right. So if there's corruption, obviously throwing money at the shit ain't gonna help the problem. It's gonna line most fucking pockets.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna,
That's true.
They study how to buy ain't no money for different stuff, but they get pay increases. They live running around cars, selling up gas without tax dollars. And let me tell you, the people be hollering about who pay taxes. If you buy something at the store with tax money, if you pay taxes on it, you are a taxpayer. They spending money, so they got a hotel for them people right there in Jackson. A whole hotel, fully furnished with everything in it. Plus they got a salary. They already got a house somewhere probably. They riding around and that's not even called for. It's excessive. But until we start paying closer attention, you know, even these budgets are public information. All the money they spent from the public information. You had a right to know. But nobody ever questions it. The only thing they're concerned about is voting for the mayor or the governor or the president. Everybody, they let them get weighed. So, but you know, I kind of lost, I don't want to say respect, but, you know, what happened to me shouldn't have happened. You know, it was a situation where my kids' safety was threatened, and I acted in the best of what I felt like was going to keep them safe. I did what I had to do, you know.
Right.
So with that being said, I never, before then, never had so much as a ticket. Never been in trouble before then a day in my life. And the only thing I learned when I went in that place, it ain't their fault. You know, it was a lot of older women in there. I was only 22 years old. It was a lot of older women in there. And, you know, to put it bluntly, as far as life concern and dealing with people, they taught me the game, period. Taught me how to handle myself. Taught me how to be around people, you know. And that's just it.
You was in there.
What? Always get you. Y'all always got jokes.
Man, I heard you wrong. This is your game. Right?
You know what? I'm gonna make a suggestion.
Okay, stay in smoke. I swear to
God. I'm gonna make a suggestion. Before we do the next show, either beat your dick or go find some ass somewhere so we can get that topic over with.
What you say, Smoke? A lot happened in this. How long was she in there?
Well,
you...
I did 2.5.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you make me sick, man. You make me sick.
I see why you say you ain't supposed to be there. Because I was listening and I'm like, well, damn, you were talking to the motherfucker. I understand.
Yeah, I did 2.5 years and I lost everything behind something. And I'm going to go this far. I'll say this because it's all over with right now. How I got in trouble was the lady next door, I had a babysitter like everybody in the hood do. I had just got a brand new job working with Department of Human Services, translating all their documents from English to Spanish. All right? So I got off work this particular day, and my 3-year-old, when I pulled up, he was crying, screaming for his daddy. I didn't have no spoiled children. You know, they good kids. And the lady next door, she was throwing beer bottles, rocks, bricks, whatever she could find into the window. And the first thing I did, because I didn't want to lose my job, didn't want to lose my place, didn't have, you know, I lived in Jackson for a little while with no family. And just me and my kids and they dad. And I called the police. Well, her son worked for the police department. And he was a liaison to a certain official. So every time they would hear that address called over the scanner, they would send the police, and the person that called more than likely would get thrown in jail. Well, I hadn't did anything. I didn't have any warrants for my arrest. I hadn't been in no trouble. So I called the police the first time, and the lady said, well, ma'am, she's not doing anything. It felt like she wasn't speaking English to me. I said, do you hear that noise, ma'am? She said, yeah, I hear it. I said, that's her jumping on the back door trying to kick it in. I'm standing in the house. And I told her, you know, my kids are here. Long story short, I called back about 2 or 3 times. She told me that I was going to be in trouble. The operator told me I'd be in trouble if I called 911 again because it wasn't an emergency. I wasn't the owner of the house. And there's nothing I could do, basically, about somebody trying to break and enter on me in the house I was standing in. So, she said, call the sheriff's department. I called the sheriff's department. They was playing games with me. By this time, I'm real pissed off. So, when I called the sheriff's department, they said, well, we don't handle anything in city limits in Hines County. We don't do any of that. I don't know why they told you to call us. Call them back. So I called back, and she says, ma'am, if you call this number one more time, I said, I'm not going to call it again. I tell you what you do. Sit in the corner, because one of us motherfuckers going to lay it down. And I hung up the phone. I went outdoors. Before I went outdoors, there was a piece of my friend's window that was loose, like the little window pane sitting at the bottom. Well, I tore it loose, and it had some nails in it. And I beat her with it. And it hurt her.
Imagine so.
I knew you were going to say something stupid and I felt it coming.
I know, you know.
I felt
it. And it hurt her. She lost the eye.
And that's why they call her hood. Oh.
She told the police, no, they called me that because I learned how to steal while I was in there. But anyway, she told the police I did it, and when they got there, I didn't deny it, you know. And from there, you know, like I said, I ended up getting 2.5 years, and I was on, you know, probation for a little while, paying that monthly fee down at the Greyhound bus station, and taking them P-tests at random, you know. But hey, it's over.